Hi everyone, Agnes here, and this YouTube is a really interesting concept that I first came across from Florence Scovel Shinn about the difference between visualizing and imagining and visioning. Okay, so I'm going to explain it a little bit to you first, then I'm going to read you what Florence says about it, and then in the last part of this YouTube, I'm going to give you some examples that I have come across, 3 examples that my law of attraction friend and I have had come to us. Okay, so visualizing and imagining you are very well aware of, I am sure, if you've been on my channel for a while, which is you sit in meditation, you close your eyes, and you launch a visualization, which is pictures, or some of you do it by hearing an audio, the sound of someone's voice telling you something. So that is deliberate. You are sending something out, I would say, uploading something to the universe. Okay, so that is something you're all very, very familiar with. Now, this is a little bit more advanced for some of you that are a bit more advanced and you are interested to try this out. The next concept is visioning. Okay, Florence calls it visioning. In today's terms, I would call it, rather than uploading something, you are downloading something. Okay, so it's a download. You're not trying to impress something on the universe. You're not launching something out with the law of assumption and the law of projection and waiting for the law of attraction to bring it back to you. What you're doing is you're going into meditation, quiet space, and you might make a statement such as, is there anything I need to know that could help in this situation? It might be your own situation, it might be for somebody else, and you wait to see what comes to you. Okay, so I'm now going to read you the bit from Florence, and then I'm going to give you some examples of how my law of attraction friend and I have used this and what came to us. Okay, so this is from Florence's book, and there's 4 books in one here. I won't read you what they all are because I'm reading today from The Game of Life and How to Play It, which is one of the 4 books in here. It's on page 87 if you have this old book. So it goes like this. I am asked so often the difference between visualizing and visioning. Visualizing is a mental process and it's governed by the reasoning or conscious mind. Visioning is a spiritual process and it's governed by intuition or the superconscious mind. The student should train his mind to receive these flashes of inspiration and work out the divine pictures through definite leads. Okay, so there's a little bit more here. It's like you're given a new set of blueprints by the master architect or the God within. Okay, so this is really fun stuff. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you some examples. First example of doing this was meditating with, there was 3 of us on this particular day meditating together, and at the time of near the end of the meditation, I asked a question internally in the silence, and I said, is there anything that I could tell this person that would be of assistance? So I just sat and, put the antenna up within the meditation and then asked that question. Now, I got a very clear image on this day, and it was a scene about Buckingham Palace, a very short scene. And the scene was seeing the guard out the front. He had his, fuzzy, hairy hat on. He was standing there. He had the thing across his chin. He was wearing red. They're very expressionless. So I saw that, and then all of a sudden, he falls to the ground. And it was quite funny because, obviously that doesn't happen. And in this scene, that was all it was. He's standing there, he falls to the ground. So I thought, oh, okay. And I asked the question, what is this scene. What does it mean? And I got a very quick, lightning fast sentence. Let your guard down. Now, in this particular instance, that was a message for her, and she was in a relationship and she was very guarded. So it was a really interesting message. Anyway, that meant something to her. At the end, when we shared our messages for each other, I said to her, this is what I got, and this is what the message, when I asked what does it mean, it was this. So it was a really good piece of a puzzle for her on this particular day. So that's the first example. The second example, I'm meditating again with my law of attraction friend. The two of us had been meditating together regularly, and I was trying to get a loan for a car. And I had been to a few banks that they had refused and rejected my applications. So my friend and I sat in meditation, and she asked the question for me, is there any messages for Agnes? And she got the picture of a dragon. Now, we came out of the meditation, she tells me what she got, and we realized what that meant. In Australia, there's a bank called the St. George Bank, and its logo is a dragon. Now, I went to that bank and I got my loan. So it was the piece of the puzzle to help me go from getting rejected to then having a loan for a car. Because in those days, I didn't believe that I could manifest money directly to be able to buy a car cash. So, example number 3. And this one happened recently. Again, meditating with my law of attraction friend. And I asked at the end of the meditation, while we're still with our eyes closed, is there any messages for, and I said her name. And I got an image of a gold coin. It was a big gold coin, and it was someone flicking it up, and in slow motion it was rotating and landing in a hand. So I ended up coming out of the meditation, and I said to my friend, I got this image for you, and I don't know what it means. Does it mean anything to you? And we just, thought, oh, that's interesting, and neither one of us had an answer for that on that day. The very next day, I'm walking with somebody else that does law of attraction. We're walking along the beach, and she said to me, it's really good at the moment to invest in gold. And then she said, particularly gold coins. And then it was like, bang, there's the next piece of the puzzle. There's the next download. So I went back to my friend and I said, this is what's happened. This is another piece for you. So it's like pieces of the puzzle come together. It might not be right at the end of the meditation, but it does come. So get inspired to try this visioning. It's a wonderful, wonderful thing. It'd even be good to try it as a group. So let me know your thoughts about this down below. Let me know what you think of it. This is a bit more advanced, but if you are someone that is interested in this and you're drawn to this, and some of us really are drawn to this, it's not about uploading, it's about downloading, and that is a powerful, powerful, powerful tool. And I will read more of Florence and her books because she shares, different things about this. So I will share more about it in future YouTubes. So lots of love. Enjoy visioning or visualizing and imagining. Which appeals to you? Lots of love, and I'll see you in the next YouTube.